Hi, and welcome to this episode of John's Model Kit Review. In today's video, we are taking a look at another cool classic kit. This time, it's Tamiya's Mitsubishi J2M3 Raiden, or Jack, and it's a 1/48 scale kit. This is Tamiya kit number 61018. The copyright on this kit is 1973, so this kit is 50 years old, which is hard to believe. At the time of its release, it was state-of-the-art. It features raised and recessed detail on the exterior of it. It has some raised panel lines and then some recessed panel lines as well. In this model kit review, we will be taking a look at the plastic parts that come in the kit. We'll take a look at the surface detailing. We will take a look at the kit instructions. And we'll also talk about the clear parts and the cockpit detail and what comes in the kit with the detail parts. We'll take a look at the kit decals as well. And we'll be trying to answer the question, with Hasegawa's newer J2M3 currently available, is this classic Tamiya kit still worth building? I built this kit quite a few years ago now, but I do like the way this kit turned out. I think it really looks neat on the shelf. This kit is not parts heavy. It doesn't have the extensive rivet detail of some of the newest kits, or even some of the extensive rivet detail of some of the kits from other Japanese manufacturers from the 1970s, such as Nichimo or Otaki. I think the box art on this kit is really cool. I really like the old style Japanese box art on their kits. Taking a look at the kit instructions, step 1 covers the cockpit interior on the kit. I painted the seat on my interior in natural aluminum, and I just painted the molded on seat belts. But given the amount of the interior that's actually visible through the cockpit canopy, I would highly recommend getting some pre-painted photo etch seat belts, simply because that's the most visible aspect of this kit on the interior. I used more of a metallic blue color on the interior of this kit, and that's really old research at this point. If I had to do it over again, I would probably paint this like a Mitsubishi interior green. The instructions are in Japanese, so that doesn't help a whole lot with color callouts for things. In step 2, we're closing up the fuselage around the interior. The decal-only instrument panel actually looks pretty good through the cockpit canopy. In step 3, we're adding the wings and the tail planes to the aircraft. The fit here was very good. I didn't have any gaps. I didn't need any filler. I actually differed from the instructions a little bit by gluing the upper wings to the fuselage halves first to get a good wing root fit, and then I glued the lower wings to the fuselage and upper wings. Step 3 also covers installing the nose of the aircraft, and this installed very cleanly and easily as well. Step 4 just covers building the external fuel tank. I chose not to install the fuel tank on this one, just for a clean looking fighter interceptor build. Step 5 covers installing the landing gear and the oil cooler under the nose of the aircraft. And they do provide covers if you wanted to model the landing gear in the closed position, which is nice. It's a nice option to have. I found the detail on the landing gear to be excellent, and really the only thing that I think is a little bit subpar on the underside of the aircraft is the wheel well detail. I think that's more of a caricature of what's in there than the detail you would find on the actual aircraft. Step 6 covers installing the cannons and the final bits on the aircraft and the cockpit canopy. This went very quickly, very easily. The cockpit canopy actually fit very, very well, very precisely all around, and I really had no issues with the fit on any of the parts on this kit. I drilled out the ends of the cannon barrels just for a little bit of added realism and detail. Moving on to the painting and marking guides, there are 3 decal options included in this kit. Honestly, the decals on this kit are a real letdown for the rest of the kit. And it's not all the decals. The white decals are usable, and so I use the engine stencil, I also use the fuselage stencil, and I use the tail code from the kit decals, but I modified them to be the tail code of the plane that I was actually modeling. The decals in the kit that were unusable were the Hinamaru's, which are the large national insignia that the Japanese use. For those, I bought some TechMod decals and used those to good effect on the upper surfaces. The kit decals are translucent on the red, and so you cannot use them on the upper surface. I was able to use them on the lighter gray lower surface on this kit without any problem, and they look just fine. I found the plane that I modeled in a color profile book. It's kind of unique for a Raiden in that it has the yellow nose and then yellow gills just behind the engine. This plane was part of the famous 302nd Flying Group based out of Atsugi between March of 1944 and August of 1945. I could not find a picture of this actual aircraft, so I'm relying on secondhand research here in the color profile book. This may or may not be 100% accurate. I just don't know. I couldn't find a picture of that plane. I was able to modify the tail codes that came in the kit in order to get the 3D-151 tail code, and then I painted on the yellow markings that are on the kit and the white fuselage band. I used polyscale acrylics in this build. The upper color is the IJN green, or Imperial Japanese Navy green, and the lower color is Imperial Japanese Navy gray. In conclusion, is this classic Tamiya kit still worth building? Well, I would say the newer Hasegawa kit probably has an edge in surface detail. All of the panel lines on the Hasegawa are recessed, and the interior on the Hasegawa kit is probably a little bit more detailed, as is the wheel well detail on the kit. Sitting on the shelf, you're really not going to be able to spot a whole lot of differences between the two kits. I had a ton of fun building this and weathering it. I got to practice some weathering techniques on the airframe, and I really enjoyed coming up with a different option for the color schemes that was provided in the kit. The TechMod decals worked really well in coordination with the kit decals that I did use. And this is just really a fun, low-stress build. If you only build the latest and greatest, or you want the most accurate J2M3 currently available, get yourself the Hasegawa kit. That's a fantastic kit as well. If you're someone new to the hobby, or a younger modeler, or an older modeler looking to get back into the hobby, this kit is just fantastic. It has a low parts count. It is a low stress build. The fit is great. The detail that is there really looks nice. It's certainly acceptable. The only real drawback is some of the raised panel lines on the fuselage of the aircraft, but they're honestly not a problem, and they honestly look fine under a coat of paint. Well, I'd love to know what you guys think. If any of you have built this Tamiya J2M3 previously, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. As always, I hope you found this video entertaining and informative, and until next time, model on.